Hello and welcome to a review of the GLOBIS Charging Station from Swedish company Unisynk. Can this charger clear your desk of clutter from chargers? It sure seems so.
So this is the GLOBIS, the charging station. I have laid out a few different items that I can charge from it. As we see here, it looks pretty cool. Sphere looks a bit like the Death Star, and inside are the cables that you can tuck in like this, so they are out of the way when you're not using them. You can just push them in like this and put the cable here, and the same with this one. It's a little thicker cable, so it's a bit of a tight squeeze. Again, and then when you put it like this, out of sight, out of mind. But let's see how they work. They come in different configurations. Normally you would just pick out a cable and let it stick out like this, and like this, and like this, like this, and like this. So pretty much like this. But maybe you have more space in front than in back, so this is not a very smart configuration. You can actually move the cables around, so they all stick out the same place. So you can take this and have it stick out here. You can take this one if you want to go out a bit more. Stick it out here, and this one and stick out here. This way, like that. You can have them all pretty much sticking out the front if you have it like this. So let's see how they look once we start charging. So I'm just gonna start plugging stuff in. Go one of those, and all my blue ones are micro USB. This one's a bit of a tight squeeze. Put it like this, room. And all the orange ones are USB-C, and my last gray one is a mini USB. That's just the setup I have decided to use. Let's see. There we go. There we go. And as we can see, all of the items are now charging. And any configuration of the ball that you think you might need, maybe 3 out on the left, 3 out on the right, can all be done. So that looks pretty good. Now the charger also came with this little stand, nifty thing for tablets or for phones. Either you can use it for when you're watching something, or if you don't like it just lying around, maybe use it to keep it in the stand while it's charging. So it could be a bit like configuration like this. And then that way you have a little less clutter. I can see here that that the Samsung with Edge tends to slip out of it. So some phones fit in it better than others, but if you put it in the middle instead, maybe the other one can keep it upright. But that's pretty much how you can do it. So that looks fine for that too.
The design is nice and sleek, and I like how the cables can be tucked away and be out of sight when not in use. It is practical and a good way to cut down on the amount of chargers you need lying around your table. It charges as well as most wall chargers. However, it does not do fast charging or desk charging, which you would need your special charger for that. It has a sleep function, so if nothing is charging, it uses less power and you can leave it plugged into the wall without it consuming too much power. It has a nifty little light inside, so you can easily see if it's in sleep mode or in active charge mode. It has many different cable configurations, so it should suit almost any need. It can store up to around half a meter of cable inside easily. Anything more than that and you might have a bit of problems getting it all to fit inside, and then parts of the cable will have to be left outside. It's just a matter of aesthetic, but if you like to have it all neatly tucked away, then try and keep your cables at around half a meter in length. There are a few little things that I think could have been done better as far as designing this thing. The grooves for the cables are a bit too thin. Thicker cables have difficulty fitting. I have a few high quality cables that are a little bit thicker, and they have difficulty fitting inside the grooves. I have to struggle a bit both to push the cables in and to get them out again. The same goes for flat cables, which are becoming more common these days, which don't fit very well inside the grooves. The T-section could be a little wider to better accommodate the cable end. I have sometimes a bit of difficulty getting the cable to stay inside the T-section. The top is not secured to the bottom part, which means that it's less practical for traveling. I can see a great idea in keeping this with you for traveling, so you don't have to bring so many chargers. But when it is basically just lying on top of the bottom part, it will fall off and roll around in your bag unless you keep it in a box. It would have been nice if the top lid could be locked into place with the bottom base by twisting it and then having it lock in place to keep it secure. I'd say it's definitely worth it. It's practical and neat, it looks good, and it clears my table of cables and chargers for my various gadgets. And best of all, you can fairly easily make it look like a certain battle station. So this was the GLOBIS, which is available from Unisynk's website for $140. I've put a link to the site in the description. I hope you enjoyed the review, and I'll be back with more videos in the near future. Thanks for watching.